Welcome back, fellow mayors, to Fisher Enclave City. In the previous episode, we handled the not enough goods issue like a champ by adding several strategical cargo stations and harbors around the city, and as a result, we will never have to worry about lacking goods for our commercial buildings. And more importantly, we did all of this while maintaining our traffic flow at 92% with a population of 71,000. This is Captain Obvious, and in today's episode, we will finalize the oil industry layout design while managing industry traffic. I want to start fresh by clearing out our canvas, so I will just relocate the oil industry main building and set it aside with the Chirp launch site. This area looks lonely, so we'll invite a few more friends such as the oil maintenance building and a barracks structure or two. I will also create a new exit path from this side by first using the slope landscaping tool so we could have a gradual decline. As I clear out the landscape, let us discuss important aspects when planning a new territory. Obviously, this will be the oil industry area and the extractor structures will be to the north, while the south will be the oil processing buildings. And a mixture of the last remaining unique factories available such as the soft paper factory, toy factory, household plastic factory, and the petroleum refinery. To get maximum income, every city should have all industry types and all unique factories. We have a very limited space and our goal is to fit all of this into it and add in a few oil tank storages. And ultimately, the goal is to have the oil industry look like this. That is extremely compact, and we will also manage our traffic flow. Placing the Tier 5 oil processing buildings next to the petroleum refinery helps the buildings blend in together and make the unique petroleum factory look larger than it actually is. Next, we will extend the area by adding a few aesthetic oil storage buildings which will cause traffic in the beginning. When using storage facilities, always set them to fill, and after it is filled, there will be less truck activity. So in essence, the storage facilities are just aesthetic buildings. To the north will be the extractor structures, which will occasionally be accompanied by a barracks and maintenance building. Here are our reference photos, and notice how the oil drills do have other buildings and trailers nearby, which totally makes sense to provide a resting area for your workers. And they can choose to stay and sleep overnight instead of traveling to go home and back to work again. To add some variety, notice how the extractor areas are on different elevations instead of everything being flat on the same level. Critics may also notice that the oil industry is dangerously way too close to the Chirp launch site. Realistically, the Chirp launch site should be on one game tile of its own, but unfortunately, this vanilla game only has 9 game tiles, so you're gonna have to forgive how somewhat clustered everything are together. We only have a limited space here, so we're gonna have to make do. So take note for all the modded players that plays on 81 tiles that if you do build the Chirp launch site, place it on one whole game tile. Let's go ahead and analyze what we have accomplished, and immediately I noticed that our citizens are drinking contaminated water, and nearby we have these water towers that will now be deleted and relocated elsewhere. Alright, let's wait a moment and let's see if that dissipates. Okay, so problem has been solved. So let's check the traffic flow of our oil industry area. We are now at 90%, or 91. So we basically lost 2% since we redesigned the oil, or 1 or 2% since we redesigned the oil industry. Nevertheless, there are still ways to improve the traffic. So notice that we designed the industry area where the extractors are on the right side, while on the left are our processing buildings. And the idea is I want the traffic to flow counterclockwise in this direction. And to promote that, so obviously we don't have any roads going through here, which reduces the amount of traffic because there's less crisscrossing between roads. So having this as our exit is the perfect spot. And to further improve that traffic flow, I will be using one-way roads. So I will convert this into a one-way going inward, which includes this and this. This I will remain as is because it's actually a dead end. So this is only for this unique factory. This can also go in, while this will only go out because eventually, so as they enter, they will have to exit and they have a choice. Either they can go to the highway and enter the city, or they can exit going through the 6-way road and they can export to the cargo hub. And that is the idea, and that should improve the traffic flow eventually. And we are now back at 92. Hey, there you go. Even though we still have some traffic here and there, hopefully this will all improve when all of these oil storage buildings are filled in. So let's check. Yeah, so they are still in the process of being filled in, and hopefully when that is filled, then everything should flow much more naturally. There you go. Yeah, so these guys are the ones causing traffic. In any case, while we wait for this to fill in, I will go ahead and redesign this area. We are gonna have to delete all of this, and I want to basically extend our forestry area. So I like this top view where we have these light green colored trees, but there's not enough, and I want to extend that to this area, and I think it would look great. So give me a moment while I redesign this. Right, let us check out that top view of our extended forestry area. So instead of just squares for the extractor buildings, I actually extended some of them so that they appear to be larger, and also they are not confined as just a square. So some of them appear to be on a curve, such as this. So this was extended, and I love the look of that. It looks much more natural and not just basic squares or grids. And I also use the rock formations as dividers between the conifer and alder trees. So here's another example there. And I also placed down the 3 new large water towers that were deleted previously on this side. Speaking of which, I can delete this now. And going back to the oil industry traffic, let's take a look. You're at 91%, and there is actually 2 other possible solutions to solve this. And the first is to convert all of these roads into asymmetrical roads. So, and with the right lane to be the 2 lanes. So I will apply that now. Okay, I will fast forward a bit, and as you can see, it is flowing much more fluidly, but there's tiny hiccups here. And the other possible solution is to actually just cancel this out and just make them all asymmetrical roads. So they have several options to enter and exit this area. So it appears that this definitely works much better. However, there are some traffic lights. All right, let's look at it again, and there you go. So now the traffic is here, but it seems to be able to manage itself. But ultimately, it is when the storage, oil storages are completely filled in, is when the oil traffic will be reduced to as low as possible. And let's check the traffic flow. Oh, now we're at 90. It comes to my attention that this is also experiencing some traffic. That is because this cargo station, this should be exclusive for forestry, is actually shared with some fishing industry, as you can see. So those are fishing trucks, and they are all coming from this side of the continent. And the solution to this, so that there will be reduced number of fishing trucks coming this way, that is, oh wait, that feels like a traffic light. Let's turn that off. Evil traffic lights. There you go. Maybe that'll help a little. And the way to solve this, in order to like reduce the amount of fishing trucks to come this way, and that is to provide another cargo station somewhere around here. We have space here, and I haven't figured out how to do that. I'm not completely sure if I want to demolish something again, or just make it go across, and that's where all the fishing cargo will export to. But ultimately, I really love the look of our forestry and design. I mean, even though this is a oil topic, but yeah, they both look great. I don't know, I just love how this vastly improved, especially when it's much larger, especially when you zoom out. You can see it like that. You can see the light green, then you see here is different colors, different shapes, different road types. Just gotta love that variation. And here, yeah, we're also keeping to that rule where we don't build along the border, so it's not as obvious that this is the edge of the map. I may have to do something about this, but so far I think that's okay. But yeah, overall we did a pretty great job. And there you go. I think it's slowly dissipating. Let's see. Oh, we're at 92. There you go. So we are back at 92. So I guess that was just that evil traffic light that caused traffic over there. In any case, that concludes today's episode. If this video helps you with your city, I would truly appreciate it if you took the time to subscribe, and feel free to like the video and comment down below. Until then, this is Captain Obvious, making the world of cities a smoother place. Have a pleasant rest of your day, and I hope to see you again in the next episode.